The morning interview today is with Charlotte Angeloff, and it is April 2024. And I wanted to talk with Charlotte just about living in Hercot, the changes she's seen, and something about bus driving, because she just said was a bus driver 39 years. She could have hung in for one more and made it 40, Charlotte. Anyway, tell us how you came to live in Hercot.
I met my Bill, my husband, in Rochester, Minnesota. He was down there with his father, and I worked in the restaurant.
Oh.
And I met him, and we got along good. And when his father passed away, my boss and his wife and I, we come back with him because he was alone. But I come back, and he sent me back with his brother, and his brother brought me back. We were married. We went together about 6 weeks, and we were married for 51 years.
Wow. Wow. So are you mean you are American?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I was. Yeah, but
Yeah,
now I'm
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now where did Bill work?
Bill worked at Naranpak, or
Oh,
Domtar
at the
time.
Bill.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did he work there his whole
Yeah.
career? Right. Wow.
All
quite
the
a
years
few-
we were married, yeah.
Right, quite a few years then.
Yeah.
Right. So where did you settle when you first came back?
At their homestead. And till his mother got sick, and then we had one bad snowstorm. And I had twins just born in July, and we got snowed in for 3 days. I said, no more off of this hill.
Oh.
So we sold our place and built down where we are now.
Okay. Okay. Now how come I don't know you had twins?
My girls are twins. And they're 65 years old.
They're talking to Todd about them today, this morning, before I came here, and I don't. How come I don't remember that they're twins?
Yeah, they're twins.
And the names are?
Pam Pollock and Patty Bouchard.
Oh my goodness!
She married Jacques Bouchard.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny that I'd forgotten that?
Yeah.
And then you've got.
Joey, my youngest one, and my oldest one got killed.
Okay. Joey still lives out in.
He lives out in Edmonton.
Oh, in Edmonton. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, he's the only one I really know. I guess I do know the girls now that you mentioned the names.
Well, Pam
but-
used to be a nurse.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've lived a long time in that one spot.
I lived here 68 years.
And you built that house that you're in now?
Mhm.
Okay. What's the name of that road?
That's a
Oh,
Highway
it's a
5.
highway.
Highway 582, Hercot.
Okay, so you're near to the old school.
Yep.
Right. Remember that.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So you saw that go from
From
school?
a highway, from a school to a rec center.
Right.
And the highway used to go through there when I come here. And then it got changed. That highway's been changed about 3 different times
Right.
since I've been here.
So that highway went all the way down through Hercot and back
Hercot
up,
come
the
back
other
up, yeah.
side, of the other
Yeah, one
side.
time, yeah.
Isn't that something that it likely went that far because the railway was there to
Yeah.
begin with, eh?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So just tell us a little bit about that area when you first came here then. What was there?
Well, there was just a grocery store with the post office in it and a feed store and that, and a hotel at that one time, because the ones that were drafting wood used to stay at the hotel
Okay.
when they rolled the logs down the river there.
Okay.
So they used to stay there at night when they were rafting. So
I didn't remember that they rafted wood there either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things that I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Out into the lake.
in this Lake Superior, yeah.
Right. And then where do you think they went from there?
They went into Thunder Bay.
Okay.
They wrapped the wood into Thunder
Okay.
Bay.
Right.
Yeah.
Would the woods industry have been one of the main things, or was farming more in that area?
Really, there was farming, and there was strawberries and patches, and
Oh, fishing, of course.
fishing was the main thing.
Right. That's
Mostly
true,
there,
too.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, fishing with sherriers and all of them, and the
Right.
metals and that, yeah.
Right. Right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
So actually, there was almost 3 or 4 economy things that provided work for the
For them.
people there.
And quite a few of them worked at Naranpak, or Domtar
right,
at that time,
right.
yeah.
Right. Did some people work at the fish hatchery?
We had a couple from Hercot that
Okay.
worked there. Most of them were Dorringer people.
People. Right. Right.
Yeah. or outsiders. I
But
don't know.
that's been there a long time too.
That's
fish-
been there since I've been here
A
anyway.
fish hatchery.
Yeah.
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 Wow. Provided a lot of fish for
Fish, yeah.
this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So when you were raising your kids, you were not working? Or you were?
I were when after, actually Joey wasn't in school like Alan. We call him Joey. And he wasn't in school because his birthday was on the 23rd of January, so he couldn't start at 6 till he was 6.
Right.
So he went to my neighbor when Bill wasn't home.
Right.
And she took him, and then I just carried on with the busing. But I drove for somebody else first before I did it. So.
Okay. Well, just tell us then about the busing a little bit, because you were just mentioning names there.
Well, I drove for Semankovich, but the first bus I drove. Back in those days, as long as it ran and it was safety, they let it go. Well, he had a van with boarded seats on both sides.
Okay.
So he had to make 2 or 3 trips to get the kids.
So you're picking up that area to go to the Dorian School or
No,
Hercott
School?
To the Hercott School.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that went on for a year, and then he decided to get out of it, and nobody wanted to take it over, so my husband talked me into doing it.
Oh.
So I got talked into driving buses.
Oh.
But we bought a bigger bus.
Right.
At that time, my bus was full. We had about 75 kids so,
Wow.
on it.
So pretty well everybody who came to that school got a ride on
Got
the
a ride
bus.
pretty well, except for
few
about
kids.
where we lived. And the neighbor kids, they could walk it.
Right.
Then we had a bunch of French families at the front. They used to just walk across the road.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so,
Can you remember any teachers, Charlotte, from that school?
oh,
I know that's a long time ago. I just thought you might have somebody who stuck out in your mind as a teacher there.
oh, but not really, because we didn't have
Right.
them long enough, really.
Right. Okay.
Well, we had, Jeanette's, her husband just died here. Can't think of her name
Okay.
now. But she used to be, in fact, we bought her here
Okay.
from Manitoba,
Oh,
her
okay.
school board. So
Okay. Yeah, school board reached out to a lot of areas for teachers in those
yeah,
days.
in those
Yeah,
days, yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, so then.
Jeanette Elliott.
Oh, okay.
She taught her when she first came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now evolved that Hercott School eventually closed.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody went to the Dorian School?
Dorian School.
Okay, so then you drove for Dorian.
Well, I drove to Hercott and part of Dorian
Okay.
along the highway.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I picked up there.
So who would have owned the buses in those days?
There was Atkinson. I drove Atkinson, myself, and Mary Tomanen, and we're the only 3 there. And then, but there was other ones out around us,
Okay,
like Stinland's had it one way, and then into Nipigon,
okay,
Red Rock. And Iron Range was there too. So
okay. Because Dorian students then were bused to Red Rock as well for the high school.
Yeah.
Okay, lots of buses on the road
yeah.
in those days.
Yeah, there was quite a few buses on the road in those days, because just out of Nipigon, between Nipigon and ours, well, we had 3. Then there were Stinlands, and like you said, the Kyle, whatever's
Ryla,
and the other one, Harper.
Right, Harper's.
They all had buses on the road. We were all on the road.
And Ryla had
And
little
then we had
buses.
the ones from the reserve.
Oh,
And there
okay.
was 2 buses that used to come in from the reserve.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right, so yeah, there was a lot of
A
buses
lot
on
of
the road.
buses going into.
Do you think there was any safety issues then compared to now, or was it?
It wasn't like it is now. Like, tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to drive right now, because we never had the trucks transports. We only had 4 or 5 companies that were coming through, and they seemed to know our area pretty good, because we all just put our back up.
Right.
get off our bumper.
Right.
And if you don't get off your bumper, you're going to stop at every stop.
Right.
When they don't like that.
Yeah. Right.
So they finally got to drift back off.
Right.
And we'll pull over and let you go by. But if you don't you don't want to back off, then you follow us the rest of the way.
So what would have been the largest number of students you carried in a bus in those days?
I carried around 60 to 75.
75 kids.
Most of us, because there was a lot of kids at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, just from Hercot Corner down to my place, we had over 20 kids. And it's funny.
Did you have to start very early in the morning? I'm thinking to pick up 75 kids, somebody was getting on the bus early.
I had to start at 10 after 8 to get them into school by 9 in Dorian, but then it was a different story going to Red Rock, so it depended how many stops I had. So,
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, I always think of that. Even today, some kids are getting on the bus early and they're getting home late.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we had, before we did transfer, some of our high school kids were being bused into Thunder Bay.
Right, I remember that too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, quite a few, like the Smith boys and the Atkinson boys. A lot of them are all being bused.
Okay.
They had to be bused, and they had to be bused out of here by 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And don't get home till 6 o'clock at night.
That's right, 6, 7 o'clock in the night. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So finally they got Red Rock School, so then our kids didn't have to go into
Right.
Thunder Bay.
Right.
So,
Wow.
which was good. At least
Right.
my kids could stay home here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a long haul.
That's
for
a long
sure.
haul.
Yeah, for sure.
Kids.
For sure.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about activities that went on in that Hercot area. I do know you had the rink, but I don't know what else you.
Oh, we had the rink, and then we got into disking.
Okay.
Between Dorian and her, we had that. I don't know, we just had fun. I don't know how we made it out, but we did without all these fancy stuff. Then we had our dances, and then we got in the fire department, but come into Hercot. So then we had quite a few socials and dues to raise money for that.
Does Hercot still have a fire department?
Yep,
Where's it located?
in the schoolyard.
Oh, in the school there.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Okay.
So the school, like our community center, then we had the rink, and then we had the fire department all
Okay.
there.
Okay. And the rink, of course, was all voluntary.
That's all volunteer. Pretty well everything in Hercot's voluntary.
So what kind of groups do you still have there, Charlotte?
It's just mostly the center board group, and then of course the firemen and that stuff.
Right.
That's about the only thing now. Because mostly of Hercot right now is seniors. It's not that.
Where
We don't
is it?
have that many kids there anymore.
No.
So
No. We don't hear either, I think.
there is some families coming in that have kids, but some of them are there today and gone tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't see 20 kids running up and down a road no more. You might see 3 or 4 kids, and that's it.
Right.
So,
But you were also on the policing committee, right?
I was on the policing committee. I was on the Women's Institute. I was on the center board. I taught 4-H.
Oh, yes, 4-H was very active
Yeah.
out there.
4-H. I was on every committee I think that was going.
That's what
And I
happened.
worked for I was secretary treasurer for the fire department for 30 years before I retired.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
Yeah. A busy volunteer then.
yeah, it's volunteer.
Yeah.
It used to be, okay, the kids have been fed, we're ready to go to bed. It's your turn. I'm gone. In and out between the two of us. Because he belonged on the school board, the roads board.
Right.
He done all those things. So
Right. Explain, just for people who are listening to this, what the roads board is, Charlotte.
we have a roads board. They are like we're unorganized. So they're our road board is our connection to the government.
Okay.
Because we pay your tax, our road tax, and that to the government. Then the government matches the rest of it. So,
Okay.
but they tell the people what they want done, and they get it done.
Okay, so you have a group that is communicating with MTO or
With MTO and the government. Yeah.
and the government
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been, and that's in every unorganized
Yeah, we have a local service board there.
And right, you have a local one then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So how does if you're unorganized, does that affect the way your fire department is funded?
No, because that goes on our taxes for that.
Okay,
Because we voted it in, and it goes on our taxes for that. So.
okay,
Plus our school taxes
right,
and our road taxes go on that too. So
right, okay.
Because it all comes out of there. So.
I just know funding for fire departments is getting harder and harder
Yeah.
to keep up with
Yeah.
newer equipment and that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
but we pay taxes to the fire department,
Okay,
so each household has to pay it. So.
right, right,
When we started out, we had to go knocking on the door to get them to pay for it if they wanted it. But not too many people refused.
I guess not.
They did. There's some did, but most of them didn't. So.
Right,
Because we had pretty well funded ourselves for
okay,
the first few years.
right.
So
Wow,
that's why we had so many socials and that stuff
right,
to keep it going.
right. So you're on the cemetery board? Is that the one you're?
No,
No, what do you call it? No, but you have a cemetery board there?
there is a cemetery board there.
Okay, so there's somebody who looks after that.
Yeah, somebody looks
As
after
well.
that, yeah.
Okay.
And somebody looks after the rink. Well, that's under the center board.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know what center board meant, so
Yeah.
but that is a recreation.
That's a
type of thing.
recreation thing, yeah.
So that's where you hold your socials, is in that former school,
Yeah.
which is a recreation hall.
Just a recreation hall now.
Right. Okay. So all the maintenance of that is done through your taxes as
Yeah.
well. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Right. So I'm just thinking, just mind-boggling really now. I think about it that was once the highway. So it must have been pretty busy.
well,
at
then
one time.
remember how you used to come? That bridge used to come across Wolf River.
Oh,
That was there when I come.
Okay.
But not there now.
Right.
It's all gone. So it used to come around there
okay.
at one time.
A different direction. then.
Different direction, yeah.
And then it's going to be different again whenever it gets four-laned again. Yeah.
I said this would be the fourth time I've seen that highway change. So
Wow.
So.
Just think of the traffic today would never make it around that.
no, there'd be
area.
more accidents around
Yes.
that corner than down that hill and going across
Yeah.
that bridge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, big changes
Big
for sure.
changes, a lot of big changes.
Yeah.
And like we have really no hotel, no nothing in Nippy or Dorian in Hercot anymore.
Right.
There's nothing there, no store.
No.
Except for the co-op now.
Right. Right.
So anything we want, we have to go to Thunder Bay, come to Nipigon,
Right.
really. So.
So that's one of the reasons that I was interested in interviewing you, and I interviewed Bernadette, because Dorian, Nipigon, Red Rock, Hercot, all kind of have always been sort of involved. So many things
Yeah.
are together.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just saying now, everybody, like, I just know when you have a social, people from here go there,
Yeah.
and we have something, you come here,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're still very much connected.
Still very much connected with all these communities.
Right, and they're still connected to the fire department, they're
Yeah.
connected to politics,
Yeah.
for sure, so, and now Lake Helen is part of that too, so there's
Yeah.
almost 5
Yeah.
communities that are all sort of involved
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. A lot of people are involved, like, when you stop to think of it. Because, well, even like here, there's people who are buried in our cemetery. They're from Nipigon and Red Rock, too. So they sort of stay connected to the cemetery. Their
Right.
suppers and all that stuff.
Right.
too, So,
right,
so that helps a lot.
right.
So, yeah.
Now, Dorian has a cemetery too?
Yeah, they have a cemetery.
So it's interesting that Dorian, Hercot, Nipigon, but not Red Rock.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, Red Rock doesn't have a cemetery.
Well, where did they?
Here. Most of
Oh.
them come to Nipigon,
Oh.
or a lot go to Thunder Bay now, but
Yeah.
no, I was often thought it was interesting that Red Rock was that big a community, but never have
I
a
wonder how come
cemetery.
they never had.
It was interesting, really.
I don't know. We always had a cemetery here, or like
Right.
here. And Dorian always had theirs, as far as I
Right.
know.
Right. Interesting that.
Yeah.
And when we were at doing the interview with St. Mary's, we were talking about the church
Hmm.
being in Dorian,
Yeah.
which is now a museum, which was interesting. Right.
Yeah, I went to that church there.
Right. So Hercot never had its own church, though.
No. Oh, they had one, but it was a Catholic church.
Oh, okay.
That was down in the village, what they called, down around the
Okay.
where the stores were and that stuff.
Right. Right at the bottom then.
Yeah,
of
way at the bottom,
church.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there used to be an old pool hall there, but there's nothing there now.
Okay.
And we had our community center down there too.
Yes, I remember that. Right. Right on the curve there.
Yeah.
I didn't know there had been a church there, though, so
Yeah,
that's
Catholic
interesting.
church was there too.
Right. So would the priest have come from here, do you think, or Red Rock?
I'm not sure if he come from Nipigon
Or
Red
oh,
Rock.
maybe Thunder Bay.
No, he come
Oh.
from one of these because he only
Okay.
had it. I think they had it every Sunday or every second Sunday.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 So that's-
That used to be on the other side, close to the tracks at one time, across the tracks, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing about the Hercot area is it's well known for, and I can't now, and see, it's just gone right from my mind, where everybody goes fishing.
The dock, Hercot Dock.
At the Hercot Dock
Yeah.
is one of the places.
That place is busy fishing, and people were down there with summer and winter, whatever.
Right.
And now, then of course there's Nuttall's Strawberry Patch. That's very busy down around
Right,
in there right
right,
now.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's quite busy on the roads, even for hunting season, and you don't know who was on the Hercot Road.
Right, right.
So.
I can remember going smelt fishing.
Yeah, but we used to go to McKinsey. To go
We went
smell-
Yeah,
smell
well, we
fish.
went down to Hercot a couple of times. 'Cause when the train went by, all the smelts would come through there. We went down there too, but
But sometimes you couldn't even get down there if you wanted to. There were so many people down there.
right, yeah,
So we used to go to McKinsey and get ours.
smells, yeah, yeah. Those are the things I remember about that.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people from Hercot, Dorian area, live here now, and vice versa, because your area is still. I don't know if it's growing, but it's maintained, hasn't it? Sort of
Yeah, it's being
They-
maintained like
population
When-
wise.
population. Yeah, it's pretty well staying the same unless somebody's going to build. Like right now, if somebody hears a house is up for sale, it's gone.
Right,
They don't last long down there.
Right.
So
right.
now with this new industry thing here is coming in, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So that's going to be another story altogether. So.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So we'll have to see
Yeah.
what happens there.
Yeah. Just give me another. I'm just thinking of another idea. Some of the people, if you can remember any names, Charlotte, people that were active in Dorian, that, or even name a few seniors you've still got there, because I tend to forget who's still there.
Actually, Ethel Nettle's still there.
Okay,
She's our oldest citizen, really,
okay,
and like in Hercot, and Marg Harris in Dorian,
right.
but she's in Thunder Bay.
And is she 100 now, or
No,
not?
she's 96.
96 now.
I think Ethel Nettle's coming up close to 100.
Okay,
And actually, Ethel Nettle and myself are about the oldest citizens there.
okay.
So
You've got lots of history too.
Yeah,
then, so
yeah.
is she.
she's
sure.
up in the 90s, and I'm going to be not far from 90. So.
So what are some of those other families that have been there a long time?
A lot have been there, but they're all gone now. Most
Right.
of the families are all gone.
Right.
So
Because is Lankamaki from Hercot or Dorian?
they were from Hercot, but they come in later
Okay.
because who lived upstairs? Nellie Kay used to live upstairs.
Okay. Oh yeah, Kays, of course.
Yeah,
That's a
Kays,
well-known
yeah.
family.
Yeah, Kays and who else?
And the Pollocks had been there a long time.
Polly's, well, that's Dorian pretty well.
Oh, that's Dorian.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they were all intertwined too. They were still
Right.
relatives from Kays somehow. Don't ask me how.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
all entwined.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because even me, I get mixed up who's in Hercot, who's in Dorian.
Dorian.
Because they're so, I just, so close, I guess. And
Yeah.
it's interesting that they're two communities. How old do you think Hercot is as a community, Charlotte?
I don't know. Bill's dad was one of the pioneers that come here. Him and a bunch of the people from Bulgaria.
From where?
From Bulgaria.
Oh, did they? Wow.
So they come here and they settled, especially up where we were, and up the Sturt Lake Road. They
Right.
had a lot of land and that stuff down towards the train station and that
Right.
stuff.
That's interesting that people would come to a small place like that
Yeah,
from Europe.
but a lot of people were mostly from over there
Oh.
that come here. But I know Bill's dad was one of them that was one of the pioneers here.
Okay.
And he's been gone. He's been gone at least 68 years. And then he was in his late 70s when he passed away, so that's a long time for him. Too.
Yeah. Is, you call Sturt Lake part of Hercot?
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So is there houses back in there still? People living in those?
There's still some houses back in there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
Well, Joe Pandy and them live back in that road, and
Oh, do they?
plus they still have a bunch of people around the lake and that stuff.
Right. We're still, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And like we have a 55 plus club too at Dorian, like this Dorian her 55 plus, so we get to see a lot of the older ones. So
Okay. Yeah,
it's nice. So.
that's good. Right.
Keeps
Yeah.
us busy on every Wednesday anyway. So. Like Diane Williams, it's always fun to go because you can laugh.
Right.
There's no religion, no politics, nothing, just fun.
Right.
You know, and you
Right.
can relax and have fun,
Right.
and laugh and everything else.
Right.
So
So
it's
the-
like there's nothing
So you
bothering
mentioned
you.
Williamson. Are they related to the ones that live here?
Used to live, I don't know here, but in Dorian.
Oh, there's a Williamson here. I just wondered if it was related.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that name now too. Right.
Yeah, Williamson used to have that restaurant on the side of the road there in Nipigon,
right.
remember?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about names
Mhm.
like that. Yeah, things change so much, and then you forget the names. But
Yeah.
the names are kind of important when you're doing an
Well,
interview.
especially now you don't use the name anymore,
Right.
and you don't really see any of their family anymore.
Right.
So once in a while you might see one. So
Right.
like I had I was surprised last year. I got surprised. I was walking into Zechner's, and this guy kept honking at me. Miss Downs, I don't know you. So he came over. He said, "You probably don't remember me," and I didn't. And he was one of the boys from Hercot, but he moved away from here. Now he's retired. But he remembered who I was.
Oh.
He said, "You haven't changed in all these years." I said, "I must have changed sometime."
Wow.
But I've had that kid for years.
Wow.
And it just, who do you belong to? But
Right.
now you can't place them anymore because
Right.
their parents are not there, and
Right.
and they're growing up.
Right.
And
Right.
there's quite a few still keep in contact with me when they
Right.
see me and that stuff.
Right.
But,
Yeah. That's good.
yeah.
That's good. No, and I saw you in the restaurant. I thought, oh my gosh, Charlotte would be a good one to interview because you've been around for so long. But I just remember the policing committee that we were on
Yeah.
for the whole, that tied us in the whole area. That was the citizens
Yeah.
and the police. And that's a whole different ballgame. You can't even get in the police station anymore, Charlotte.
No.
Remember?
Yeah.
We always just went in and found a room,
Room
and had a meeting. And
Well, they always had somebody there to
yeah,
put us
always,
there. Yeah.
yeah, always had somebody there. It's a whole.
I don't know. Do they still have it?
No, I was the last one that we just.
I just think, yeah, we disbanded.
Because the officers are mostly from Thunder Bay, and they aren't involved in the community anymore like they used to be.
Used to be, yeah.
No, they used to be. I mean, we had them doing all kinds of things
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah.
and they don't hardly go to the schools anymore. And I guess there's just not enough of them, maybe that
Well,
do
there's
that.
not that many kids in school anymore either.
No.
I don't know about how long we're going to keep Dory in school either because we
Yeah.
don't have that many kids. So.
Yeah. So now it's the same with the other schools too.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes you wonder about
I
that.
wouldn't like to see our little kids bus to Nipigon either. So
No,
I wouldn't.
no,
No.
no, it's too far. That's
It's
for
too
sure.
far.
Yeah, it's too far for sure.
So,
But I mean, the school in Beardmore's got hardly anybody,
Yeah.
and really Red Rock, St. Hilary's
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot either. So
well, like Dorian,
It's
they have a few more kids, but not anymore. They're pretty well all seniors too. Like, I guess we're all getting old.
right, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
It affects because so much history about the communities
Yeah.
and really community.
Yeah.
And now it's spread out and it's not
It's
the
spread
same.
out, and you don't really have that connection to everybody in the community anymore because nobody wants to. They just don't want to put out the effort.
Right.
But the only thing, if we said no, those people now wouldn't have had anything to do when they were younger either.
Right.
So, but they should think about that too. So,
Right. Right.
You
Yeah,
know.
sure, for sure. Yeah.
keep it going so even their grandkids can have something.
Right.
You know. So.
Yeah.
Done.
Because there is not a church at all in Herculaneum?
No.
No.
There's still the Catholic Church in Dorian.
Oh, there is still the Catholic Church
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, but our church and that stuff, they come in here. So.
Right. Because we discussed that at the museum
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right. That's kind of nice that
Yeah.
it's being kept like that. And I
Yeah.
remember looking at it a couple of times.
Yeah.
And
No, I'm glad we kept that church because
Right.
it's still a church,
right,
but it's a museum.
a museum.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So it has. I've been there for a long time, so I can't picture how big it is, but it likely could be bigger to hold all of the memorabilia from all those places, eh?
Yeah, because there was a big porch on there too, so you could take out that one wall or extend it out.
Oh,
and stuff,
okay.
too, so. But there was only, I don't think there was only about 5-6 pews on each side. That was all in that church.
And is it open regularly for tourism?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
the summer month, yeah.
Okay. To make
Yeah.
a trip out there.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah, it's generally open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. Some of the changes that are coming are all depend on the population.
But
Well,
like
I
I
think-
said, I'm glad I'm not driving bus. That's all I know. I don't think I could hack it.
Yeah,
It's just
the roads are too busy.
too busy and
Yeah.
And not only that, it's your responsibility for all those kids to get them safety across the road. And
Yeah.
And I had to go to court for one guy. And what happened, I let kids out. But they got out on that side and went. But he went through my lights. And he was a guy from Terrace Bay. And the cop caught him at Smith's. And he tried to get out of it, but didn't work. We went to court. He cut his hair. He had long hair. He cut his hair. I told him, I said, well, just because you cut your hair, I've still seen your face, and you're the same person. Judge said, I wish I had you more in court. But it was. I mean,
Yeah.
But that's the only time I've ever had any trouble for anybody going through.
Wow.
And like I said, I never put one. I only put one kid off my school bus of all the years, just
Wow.
one. The rest of the time, I never had any trouble with my kids.
That was good.
Like Mark Harris said, Charlotte, you were the only one we never had a complaint about.
Oh, yes, because she was on the board.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But they got to do the rules. And of course, their parents, they didn't say my kid didn't do anything.
Right.
Because I don't care who it is. You
Right.
don't say your kid didn't do anything because you know darn well somebody done something.
Yeah. It wouldn't come up if something hadn't happened.
Right. But
For sure.
no, I had fantastic kids all those years. Had no
Right.
trouble with kids.
That's good. Right.
Yeah.
The one thing that I do like about the buses today that are on the highway is the white light that blinks on the top. I find that catches my
Oh, that
eye.
come in when I was still driving.
It did, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
I really appreciate that when
Yeah.
I'm on the highway.
But the buses nowadays are nicer than the ones we had.
I guess so, eh?
Ours was just like sitting on a block of ice in the winter months because we didn't have air seats or we didn't.
Right.
And the heaters put
No.
up in front. Don't worry about it because my feet still got frozen when you open and close the door 25 or 30 times. Your feet get cold anyway, so you get all the heat was underneath the kids' seats.
Right.
But they got good buses, so you should be able to handle them pretty well.
Right.
It's just the way people are on the highway now. That's
Right.
all.
Yeah.
There's too many transports.
Way too many, yeah. But everybody wants everything quick.
Yeah.
And they're demanding that they have all of
Well,
this produce
I
and
know, but-
products.
But
and-
everything's growing too around
Yeah.
here, Glenda.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
every town is growing pretty well.
Yeah. But it will be interesting now for the next 10 years how the highway changes by your area.
I don't know how long it's going to be. I'll ever see the change.
I know.
Well, they're starting to make one road just on this side of the first Hercot corner now, down to where I think it's going to be a road for us to come off to go to the highway.
Okay.
Like at the upper part. I don't know about our part down below.
Because they must have to build a new Black Sturgeon Bridge, right?
Well, they got to build. They got supposed to put
A couple
two
of them. Wolf River too.
Wolf River.
Yeah.
Cold water.
Oh yeah, so that's a lot of time.
A lot of bridges has got to go through there.
Right, and big dollars.
Yeah, big dollars, and they haven't even started on the bridges.
Right.
So
Right.
it's going to be a while before our.
Right.
I probably would never see the whole complete change anyway.
No, me neither. No, that's for sure. Anyway, anything else you can think of that you would like to contribute?
No, I don't think if there's any more questions you want answered.
No, I just think I just wanted to get a feeling of community because that's what I think of.
Yeah.
And your biggest fundraiser is your harvest supper
Yeah,
in the fall that everybody wants
Yeah.
to come to.
yeah.
And then with the co-op, it's made a little bit of difference to having
People stop.
people stop, but also to bring things that's easier to go and pick up a
Pick
loaf
up.
of bread or bread.
Yeah.
I mean, or milk or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And they do have meat and all that.
Yeah.
So the co-op has made a bit of a difference.
It
there.
made a bit of difference if you just need something small.
Right. Right.
Go get it, yeah.
Right. So Broughton's have been a part of that area for a long time as well.
Well, Broughton's been there since I come here.
Right.
They used to have the Broughton store there,
Right.
but not this Broughton, but it used to be his uncle.
Right.
Had it.
Right. So they're part of that whole
Oh, that whole area.
area for
And the Harris.
And the
everybody,
Harrises.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And like some of the Harris used to live in Dorian or Hercot too before they got married and moved to Dorian. So I mean,
Right.
it's
Right.
like I still have pictures at home with Bill's old school and everything else too. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yes, because of course Dorian had the old school and then built the new school too,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Right. 1
Yeah.
minute left.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wind it up then. And
Okay.
thank you very much for coming all that way
you're
today
welcome.
to share with us some of
Yeah.
your memories of
Yeah.
that area. Thank you.
Yeah.